Alright, before we begin answering our three examples, I want to point out that we have three tables. Each of the tables have the exact same data within it, except they are only sorted in different ways. The top table is sorted based off of the column product. The middle table is sorted based off of the column quantity. And the bottom table is sorted based off the column cost. As we go through each example, I'll explain why. Question 1. Which row do I find information about product E? In order to answer this question, we're going to use the function arguments box to be able to walk you through each step of the match function. So the first thing we need to do is go up here where it shows the FX button, which stands for Insert Function. Click on it. Then what's going to come up is what's called the Insert Function box. We're going to get rid of all the information that's under Search for a Function, and we're going to type in the word match. And we're going to click Go. Then we're going to see that under Select a Function, the word match appears and it's highlighted. So we're going to click OK. By clicking OK, the function arguments box appears and the match function inputs are shown. There's a lookup value, lookup array, and the match type. You'll notice that two of these are bolded and one is not. The lookup value and the lookup array basically in this function is saying these are critical values that must appear within the function in order for it to operate. The match type is saying that it's more or less optional and not necessarily necessary. That is a true and a false statement in my opinion, because the match type, if you are not looking for the default value of 1, needs to be entered into this box to pull back the correct information. What we're looking for in question 1 is product E. So understanding that is what we're searching for, our lookup value is product E or E. Now, being that E is purely an alphabet letter or text, we need to put quotes around the letter E. This is how Excel will identify it and be able to find the lookup value information. Our second input is the lookup array. Now remember, the lookup array just tells Excel where to locate information, or in this case the row location of product E. So we're going to click the up arrow. We're going to go over here to our products column and we're going to highlight the entire column as our cell range, beginning with cell B5 and ending with cell B10. Go back to our arrow, highlight our cell range and click F4. This is just a good best practice in order to lock down your cell range. Now in this example, our information is only sorted by our product category, but our product category is already in ascending order. Now, what's important to understand here is that what we care about with this question is information exactly about product E. So we don't want anything that is close. We want an exact locational answer. So what we're going to put here is 0, because 0 tells Excel we're only willing to accept a locational value that is exactly for product E, which comes back with a 6. So let's click OK. 6 is in our box here. But what does that 6 really represent? Again, I told you that's a locational value, but how is that locational value determined? Well, over here in product category, you'll see product as the column header. Then you'll see A, B, C, D, E. Now, because we included the product column header as part of our lookup array, it automatically defaults as our row 1. So A is row 2, B is row 3, C is row 4, D is row 5, and E is row 6. So our answer shows a 6, which says that we've done our match function correctly because E is in the 6th position within our column. Now, if we were to not include product as the beginning cell for our cell range for the lookup array, and we started with A instead, then E would have been in the 5th position because we would have started on cell B6 and went to cell B10. All right, question 2. Now, question 2 is, which row do I find 45 units? Now, the other thing to understand about row 2 is sorted in terms of smallest value to largest value. All right, keep that in mind as we answer our question. So the first thing we're going to do is go back up here to our insert functions box. We're going to type in match once again. We're going to click on go. We notice our match is highlighted, and we're going to click on OK. Our lookup value is what we're looking to answer the question about. In our case, we're talking about units, and we want to find a value of 45. So 45 is what is our lookup value. Now you notice I typed this in without quotes. In our first example, again, we had to use quotes because we were having Excel find something based off of text. This is a numerical value, so we do not have to use quotes. Our lookup array is based off of units. Our only column that has a unit basis is quantity. So we need to include our quantity column as our lookup array. So let's go as an up arrow. And we're going to highlight the quantity column. Down arrow. And again, best practice is to lock this down, so we're going to click F4. Now, what you're going to see here, because this information is in ascending order already, and the fact that Excel for the match function automatically defaults to a match type of 1, which again says the largest closest value or exact match, and your data is automatically in ascending order. We don't really have to put anything in this box, and it's already going to come back with an answer of 5 as the row location position. Now, we're going to go ahead and put in here a 1, so it tells Excel 100% that we are looking for the largest closest value or an exact match. Now, the other thing to notice is the number 45 does not appear within our quantity column. So it's very important that we have that 1 stated. So let's click OK. So what this is telling us here is that we are going to find the answer to our 45 units location in position 5. So position 1 again is the quantity column header. Position 2 is the number 1. Position 3 is the number 5. Position 4 is the number 10. And position 5 is 25. So if we look in position 6, we see the number 50. However, based off of using the 1 as our match type, we told Excel to find the closest, largest value or the exact match. But the other thing that happens with a type 1 is it says it's going to pull back the closest value that is less than or equal to the specified lookup value. So, being that 25 is less than 45 and 50 is greater than 45, our lookup location value for the match function is 25 because it is smaller than 45. Example 3. Which row shows a cost of 150? Now, just like in example 2, 150 does not appear in our cost column. So we are going to be bringing back another approximate answer. So we're going to click on our FX button. We're going to type in match. We're going to click on go. Our match is shown. We're going to click OK. Okay, now that our function arguments box is open, we have to tell Excel what is our lookup value. And in this case, our lookup value is a numerical value, which is 150. So we're going to enter in 150 here in the box. Now again, just like in question 2, we do not have to put quotes around it because this is a numerical value and not a text value. Next step, we need to tell Excel what our lookup array is. Now, we're going to hit the up arrow, and unlike the other two examples, we are not going to include cost header into our lookup array. We're just going to use the numerical values. And then we're going to lock this down, F4. And without putting anything in this box, what we see is the number 5 as an answer. However, this is going to be incorrect because Excel's match function defaults to the largest closest value. And that is not the correct answer here. We're looking for our information to be based off of the -1 match type, because our data is automatically already, well, it's not automatically, but it's already placed in descending order, not ascending order, which is the default match type for the match function. So knowing this, that 5 now turned into a 2. So basically what this is saying, that because we're looking for the smallest, closest value or exact value, then the answer must be located in location 2, because our data is in descending order. So let's click OK. And now we see the number 2, cost of 150. So we did not include cost this time. So 225 becomes row 1, 200 is row 2, and 100 is row 3. So you're asking, what's the difference between the answer in question 2 and question 3? First, we're in descending order. Secondly, when you do a -1, it pulls back the greater than or equal to. And in question 2, it pulled back less than or equal to. So when we did a -1 and we're looking for a 150, well, the 100 is less than 150. And the default way that a function, that the -1 is set up, is greater than or equal to that number. So the next number that is greater than 150 is 200. So our answer is in location 2 within our cost column. And we came back with 2. Let's recap our 3 examples that we just completed. Our first example, we used the 0 match type. We told Excel we wanted to know the location of our lookup value exactly, or we don't want Excel to give us anything. In our second example, we told Excel that we want the largest closest value or exact match, and our data was in ascending order, and we used a match type of 1. Now, being that our data was in ascending order, we would not have had to actually put in the match type of 1 because that's the automatic default within the match function. Now in our example 3, we use the match type of -1. Our data was in descending order, so the default that Excel has as a number 1 would not have worked and would bring back an incorrect answer. But being that we have our data in descending order and we use the -1 match type, we were able to bring back the correct information. So that is a recap of our 3 examples.